So I wanted to talk a little bit about proper rehearsal or practice habits for those of you that are new to playing your instrument. So some quick tips. When you are at home and you think it's time to practice, which you should like always do, preferably every day, at least a little bit. In the future, when things aren't weird, when I am okay with overwhelming you with assignments. You will have practice cards, and the practice cards would require that you practice a certain amount of time throughout a week. So, a good standard for those of you that have never had a practice card before is you need to practice at least 5 days out of the 7, 5 days a week. And in those 5 days, you need to practice at least 30 minutes, a half hour, just 1/2 hour, 5 days a week. So take 2 days to rest. If you end up not practicing, or if you only practice for 4 days, then try to make up that last half hour somewhere in there. Ideally, you should be practicing 2.5 hours every week. So let's talk a little bit about how we practice. It's a little different for brass versus woodwinds, but it kind of generally works the same way. We always start with a warm-up. Step 1, a warm-up. Make sure you write this down. Step 1 is a warm-up. I'm going to write this down too so that you can kind of get an idea. So when we practice, we start with a warm-up. Now, what is a warm-up? Well, if you remember in class, I like to do the first 5 warm-up. So for brass, you want to start on your mouthpiece. For woodwinds, you just get started onto it. If you play the clarinet, just make sure that you can play the F sharp on the mouthpiece barrel alone. So when we do a warm-up, we do the first 5, where we play each note as a whole note, then 2 half notes, and then 4 quarter notes, like so. You do the first 5, and then you do the first 5 again, but then at this point you're switching between the 2 notes. So you do notes 1 and 2, half note 1, 2, and then you go 1, 2, 1, and then you go 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So you got a half note and a half note. Then you go quarter, quarter, half note, and then you go quarter, 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 like so. Oh, this hair. That is the first 5 warm-up. Now, if you are a brass kid, first you need to do it on your mouthpiece, and then you need to do it on with the whole instrument together, because you're just going to have to do it twice. And this is just to get you warmed up, getting the blood moving in these lips. Another thing you can do for a warm-up are long tones. Long tones. Basically, you could start with the first 5. You can use the first 5 notes. First 5. And you just, the way long tones help the best is if you have a tuner, and then you just sit there and you play the note. As long as you possibly can. Preferably if you have a metronome, you just set that at a time, and then you just play like a bunch of whole notes. See if you can do 4 whole notes, see if you can do 3 whole notes each time, and then you play it in tune. See, let me volume that up. Okay. Stop. Okay. If you're curious, this app is called Tonal Energy. Tonal Energy. It is not free, but it is an awesome app if you want it on your phone. I don't know if they have it available for like tablets or something like that. It is not free. And then long tones, it's just to get these muscles working, like, when people do weightlifting and stuff, or just, weightlifting. Sometimes they just grab it and then they hold on to it, see how long they can hold on to it, and then they drop it. Same thing with long tones. It's just seeing how long you can hold out, and you're just developing the muscles in your embouchure. Okay, you did the warm up. It's all great. Now, hopefully it doesn't take more than 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes tops. After that, you get into practicing your tunes. Now, when you go into practicing your tunes, you got to ask yourself a couple of questions. You got to ask yourself first, what can I play? What do I know how to do? What do I play well? And then question number 2, what do I need to work on? And then question number 3, do I have any tests coming up? Sorry. I'm totally just like making this up on the fly, by the way. I just realized that I needed to create this before, right now it's Monday. I needed to make this video before Tuesday for those of you that are doing this right now. And it's Tuesday for you as you're watching this. So you ask yourself 3 questions. Question number 1, what do I play well? So you're going to look through the music that you already know how to play, or any of the homework that I've given you. We are going to do a Christmas concert, so I will give you guys music for that specifically. And at that point, you would just be like, I could play sections A to B very well, but I cannot play section C. So question number 1, what do I play well? What do I know how to do? Number 2, what do I need to work on? Meaning, what have I been messing up in class? Or what do I not know how to play? Or what can I just not play? Like, no matter how many times I try, it's just really hard for me to get it done. Now, it doesn't have to be just music. Sometimes it could just be, I have a really hard time playing the G on the trumpet. What do I need to work on? Playing the G, switching between C, G, C, G. Okay, or number 3, do I have any tests coming? So if for example, I said, you need to be able to play exercise number 30 by the next time I see you, then you keep that in mind and you're like, I need to be able to play exercise number 30. That way you can structure your practice so that it's effective. Don't spend the whole practice playing music that you already know how to play. That's not going to help. You need to work on the stuff that you have a hard time doing. So answer those 3 questions and then fix those. So I know how to play this. Yay. Play it for funsies. Play it when you get frustrated with whatever you're having a hard time playing. Take a break. Play what you do know how to play to remind yourself that you're not an awful person. You're not an awful musician. All right. And then practice for tests or anything that's happening in class. And the last step to practicing is more applicable to brass than it is woodwinds, but you need to do a cool down. Woodwinds don't do much of a cool down, just you don't. But brass, sometimes when you're playing for a long time, your lips and your muscles just get like really tired, and you need to get blood flowing back into them again. And at that point, you just do what we call pedal tones. It's just very, very super loose into your instrument, right? Or just out off the instrument, and just general cooling down. Now, for me as a woodwind player, one of my favorite things to do to cool down after rehearsing or practicing is to eat some food, because all the muscles right here got like really tense from practicing, and when I eat food, everything just feels so loose. Now, be careful with what you eat, because stay healthy. Don't eat a bunch of junk food just because Miss Rodriguez said I need to cool down from playing my instrument, so I'm gonna eat some waffles with tons of syrup or something. So step 1, warm up. Step 2, ask yourself, what do I play well? What do I need to work on? Do I have any tests? And then step 3, cool down. This is basically what it looks like. Hopefully you wrote this down. And yeah, that's a good rehearsal etiquette. Eventually, when I have the time, I might make a like an entire form that you fill out whenever you practice. It's going to be tedious, and I understand, but it's something that I learned when I was in high school. Now that I think about it, we're going to add a step 4. Um, it's basically reflecting. Reflect. Okay. And you're going to ask yourself, what did I do better? So you practiced those sections that you had a hard time with, that you needed to work on. And at the end of practice, you reflect, did I do it better? Is there something specific that I discovered that made it a lot easier? Like if I was having a really hard time playing the G, and then in this time that I practiced, I was able to play the G on the trumpet. What is it? Did you figure out exactly why you can do that? Not everyone is exactly the same. I can give you pointers on how to get there, but ultimately it's up to you to figure out how it works best for your anatomy of your face and your mouth. And hopefully your instrument just works well. Just reflect, what did I do better on? And then second question, what do I need to work on next time? What do I need to work on next time? That way, when you practice again, you are already halfway through part 2. So, step 1, warm up. Step 2, what do I play well? What do I need to work on? Do I have any tests coming? Step 3, cool down. Step 4, reflect. What did I do better on? What do I need to work on for next time? All right, that's basically what you should ask yourself and the process that you should go through when you're practicing. If you have any questions or if you have any issues with what I'm teaching here, then please let me know. If you are not sure if you're doing it right, that's okay. If you were gone or you're like on a vacation or something and you can take your instrument with you. If you're a brass kid, please take your mouthpiece at least. And if you're a woodwind kid, then well, if you could take your mouthpiece too, because this is just really important to keep working. And it's you just play it a little bit every time. If you don't have your entire instrument with you to practice, then all you really need to do is just the warm up, the buzzing, and just keep these muscles working. Okay. Hopefully this made sense. Like I said, I did not prepare exactly what to come up with on this video. I just know that I wanted to have your online assignment be about effective and good practice habits for home practice and stuff. Like I said, we are going to do we're going to practice some tunes and learn some stuff for the winter concert. So keep in mind, if you have any ideas of songs or tunes that you really want to play for the winter concert. It could be a classic Christmas tune. It could be something that has to do with winter. It could be from like a movie that takes place in the winter or something. We'll see what we have. I've got some stuff here at the school, but some of it's like old, or some of it we did it last year and we don't want to do it again just yet. Okay, let me know. And just read the rest of the instructions below on the assignment to figure out exactly how you're going to prove to me that you're in attendance.